Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Who's out there? Let me know if you can hear me and if my volume is sounding super clear. Let me know in the chats. Let me know in the chat. Am I clear? Am I audible? All right, loud and clear. Perfect. I'm thinking. Think we should just get started right away. Okay, awesome. Two or three are gathered, so we don't need to waste time. So how was our week? How was our week? Hope you guys enjoyed your trading week. Or maybe I should even say like January. How was January for us? How was January for us? For me, January for me was quite interesting. I had by the time I reviewed, I had five trades, and out of those five trades, yeah, I had five trades on my major account. I took lots of trades up and down. But I had five trades. Out of those five trades, four were losses, one was a win. And even that win, I'm not sure I fully capitalized. So February, I'm actually getting ready to really lock in because I think there were opportunities I could have capitalized on better, like way better. So let's see, let's get to it. First of all, let me show you guys what I did. I just did a quick video on this. This was yesterday's GU. This is GU yesterday. This was classic and this was clean. Like it was classic and it was clean. Unfortunately, I didn't take it. But for me, it just shows that the market is back. If you could say so. Trading conditions might be coming back to normal, quote and unquote. Holiday season, January, February, generally things get to normalize in a sense. But that's just a belief system. But anyway, when I saw this yesterday, I was quite happy because this is the kind of thing I like to see from GU. And for some reason, GU has just not really been delivering for me, maybe since like November. So I've been trading mostly NU, NZD, USD. But now that I've seen this, I think I can expect more of the same in the coming weeks and months. But what did I do this week? This week, okay, so let me fill this guy. Let me fill this guy. Give me a second. Get the link to fill it. Okay. All right. So the point of these meetings, right, is to build consistency. That's the point of these meetings, to build consistency, to build a habit of consistency. Even if you can't review your trades every day, because that could be overkill, especially if you're not trading every single day. At the very least, you should have monthly, you should have weekly reviews. So you review your trade on a weekly basis, you review your trade on a monthly basis, your trades for that period of time. And what that does is that instead of getting hyper fixated on what happens in a specific day or in a specific time, instead of getting hyper fixated on that, what happens is that you can, right, instead of getting hyper fixated on a specific day or time, you can observe a wide range of trades, three trades, four trades, five trades, and then say, okay, in this period of time, was I consistent? Yo, good evening, King Osezi. So, in this period of time, was I consistent? Did I do exactly what I said I would do in my trading plan? The trading plan is your guide, it's your compass, provided you've put together a solid trading plan. So, the trading plan is your guide, it's your compass. Did I follow my trading plan? So for me, I think one of the things I need to do for this February is that I'm going to look over my trading plan, see if there's anything I need to fix there or tweak there, and I'm going to print my trading plan again. Okay, this is my working document for the year. And I'm going to have it on my desk so that anytime I want to take a trade, I can first of all go through it, go through my checklists, go through my risk management, go through my. And the beauty of having a plan is that whether you like it or not, even if you are not at the point where you are consistent enough with following all your trading plan, even if you are not at that point yet, eventually you're going to get to a point where you when you look at your plan, you will realize that you're already doing one, two, three, four, five things that are on your plan naturally. For example, when it comes to risk management, I already know my risk management. I'm not confused about it. There's never a point in time where I think, should I risk more than this amount that I've set in my plan? This it's never happened for the longest time. But there are certain other habits that you struggle with when it comes to following your plan. And that's why it's important to have a written, documented plan that you always follow for every trade. Super, super important. The other thing I want to talk about is the correlation between habits, systems, and goals. So when you are, especially when it comes to trading, because trading is not like some other aspects of life where the energy you put in is equal to the energy you get out. If you know what I mean. Okay, if you're working a job, you're doing a 9 to 5, you have a salary that you get paid, meaning that you're exchanging a certain number of hours, you're exchanging a certain amount of time for money. So if I work 60 hours a week, I'm going to get so and so amount at the end of the week. If I work this number of hours in a month, I'm going to get a specific amount at the end of the month. With trading, actually, it's about the habits that you create, because you can be doing the right thing for a long time and you have seemingly no results or little results. But the important thing is that you are doing the right thing. You are coming up with the right habits. You are developing the right habits, developing the right mindset in yourself. And it's those habits that would form your systems that will lead you to achieve your goals. So if you're just focused on your goal, oh, I want to be funded 1 million in the next 2 years or in the next 1 year, if you are that patient. If you're just focused on your goal and you don't take time to review your habits, which habits are serving me? Which habits are holding me back? You are going to find yourself in a situation where you're just cycling around the same spot and you're claiming you have the same goal, but you're not making any progress towards it. So your habits will become your systems, or your habits feed into your systems, which will lead you towards your goal. And that's very important for us to remember. There are periods of times as a trader where nothing seems to be happening. When I say nothing seems to be happening, I mean in terms of results. And also, there are periods of time as a trader when everything seems to be bubbling at the same time. Every trade is a win back to back. All right. What is going to preserve you, what is going to sustain you in the long term is your habits. So, your habits and your systems are like a self reinforcing loop. You can create systems and then build habits that feed into that system. For example, if I say that my risk management is, or my risk plan on a particular account is, I want to risk 1% of the account per trade, I have to create habits that make me always do that thing. So, in other words, when I get on the charts, I'm first of all never ever thinking of risking more than 1%, regardless of how good the chart looks. If I say I'm only going to take 3 trades this week, and by Tuesday I've taken 3 trades and they were losses, then I should be done for the week. I should go and find something else to do. Right. So those were 2 points I wanted to get in our minds, right, as we kickstart another month of the year. So let's see. Let me feel this guy as usual. Um, market is always tempting. Yes, man. Market is always tempting. I Something happened this week. I had a setup on Euro USD. I had a setup on NZD USD. And last year, when I did all my market runs, as it were, back and forth, I had I took different trades on different pairs just to study what the market was looking like. I realized at some point that it would be counterproductive for me to take trades in the same direction on NZD USD and Euro USD because they were strongly correlated in my experience based on how I trade. So I made up my mind that, oh, if I'm trading NZD USD, or I'd rather just trade NZD USD, I'm not going to trade Euro USD, because generally if something happens on NZD USD, the same thing will happen on Euro USD. And if you're looking at the risk side, you don't want to have that double risk. You just want to take the risk in one place. Of course, if you're looking at the reward side, then you would feel like, oh, why not make double risk for double reward? But we're concerned about the risk, because as a trader, what we do is we manage risk. As a trader, what we do is we manage losses. Actually, we're in the business of loss management. What we call risk is what you want to lose, right? So we're in the business of loss management. And if you don't take loss management seriously, it will mess up things for you. So there's an account that I'm trading, and I had that NZD USD and Euro USD set up. I placed both of them. Bam, both of them hit SL. And that's when I remembered that I'm not supposed to trade these two pairs at the same time based on my experience. Right. So yeah, market is always tempting. But it's important to realize also that, look, the market will always give you opportunities. I said that in my video that I posted today. There will always be opportunities in the market. There is never any one single trade that, if you miss this trade, you have missed out for life. There's never that single trade. Especially if you're trading right. If you are trading like a degen, like a degenerate gambler, then yeah, you're not trading well. But if you are, or let me say, you can have a trade that probably will change your life, just one trade. But if you're trading properly, no single trade. Yeah, there are home run trades. There are trades where you just hit a home run. You could have excessive profits compared to what you're normally used to. But no single trade, as it were, is going to be the trade that changes your life compared to the next trade that's coming. So if you have rules, especially if these rules were built to protect you, if you know that in your experience, because it's about yourself, you know that in your experience, once you have taken 3 losses for the week, there's hardly any how you won't take another 2 losses if you keep on trading, because of either your mindset, or maybe you're just not reading market conditions properly. Then when you get to that point, when you get to that threshold, just stop, right? Regardless of how much the market is tempting you. So how many trades did I take this week? I took 2 trades. I took 2 trades. What was my result? Net result was -2R. Top 1 to 3 trades of the week. Well, I would have taken this GU that I shared here, but instead I ended up taking some trades on NZD USD. So let me see. So none. What did you do well this week? I got busy with life and traded stresslessly. Or let me say, traded with less stress. I think I had some stress. I stuck to my number of trades. So what were the key challenges I faced? Key challenges I faced. Um, what were the key challenges I faced this week, man? I think technically reading the market technically was a key challenge. What area did I perform poorly? I would say, let me say, focus. And by focus, I mean focus on my. I was looking more at continuation setups than origin. And then I was also trading several accounts. Besides that, I'm preparing for an exam, so that's also in the back of my head, coupled with, you know, pushing this channel. So, did I exhibit any bad trading habit I need to improve on? Did I exhibit any bad trading habit I need to improve on? Let me see. Let me see. I managed my risk well. I took trades. I think, yes, what I do need to improve on is I need to ensure I consult my trading plan properly before trading, before placing trades. That could help me get rid of some potential issues that I sometimes face. How would you rate your overall performance for the week on a scale of 1 to 10? How well did you follow your trading plan? I would give myself I'd give myself a 5. I would give myself a 5. Guys, let me know. Am I maybe when I show you what I did. Now let me show you what I did this week. Let me show you what I did this week. So this was something I missed out on. There was this daily and 4 hour. I was trying to see if we would get something useful from this 4 hour. I was trying to see if we get something useful from this 4 hour, but price tagged here. There was news right before that, so I was out of the market and busy doing other stuff. Then price tagged here. After tagging this 4 hour here, I wanted to see if we would get get any continuation. There was no continuation, so price did that downward movement and took out this. Now, where I made a mistake with this trade, this was yesterday, was I was looking at the 3 hour. I was looking at the 3 hour, and I had this guy here, this 3 hour engulfing, and then I had this as liquidity, or rather, I had this guy as liquidity. Now, I think the problem here should be obvious. It wasn't obvious when I was trying to place the trade, but it's obvious to me now. So the challenge I faced here was that price had already done its thing. Price had already completed the liquidity cycle here. It had already tapped. It had taken out this guy, this high as liquidity, and then it came to take out this low, which is your external. So price has already fulfilled its liquidity objective here. So there's nothing further for it to do here. Now, if it just did this, created this liquidity, and then didn't break this low, then I could have considered it still, even though it would still be like a 50-50 thing. But since it broke this low, there was no need taking a sell from there. Am I still connected? Let me know, guys. So that I'm not just okay. So that was the mistake I made here. From a technical standpoint, then price came to react from here. This is a daily QM. This is also a 4 hour breakout level. This is a 4 hour breakout level. So price came to react from there. Okay, that's that. Then the other one I had this buy. I had a buy from this level right here. I had a buy from this level right here, which took me out. This is a 4 hour key level, passing through an imbalance, liquidity. Um, the only thing I can see here is possibly because this had come so close, it has potentially invalidated possibility of buying from here. But aside that, is that when I have one of my rules or one of my the way I constructed my setup, which I had to go back into my trading plan and now edit, is the fact that I only want to take this continuation after the origin. So if there's something that has happened that has given me an origin setup, or we're still on an uptrend, for instance, right here, you see this passing through this imbalance, it's gone up, right? It doesn't go too far before it comes back for this guy, right? With this as your liquidity. By the time it has gone here and then it's coming back, it breaks. First of all, you have this first break on the 4 hour, then you have this second break, then you have another break here. So at this point, we're confirmed bearish. So there was no need buying from here. So those are the things that I saw this week. I'm like, okay. By the time I reviewed it, all right, I should have looked at things from this perspective. Now, do you have any suggestions for improvement in your trading process? Yes. So review, let me just write review trading plan before placing each trade. And then what will I focus on improving next week? I want to focus on the 4 hour breakouts to establish direction and bias. Focus on taking origin setups, which is my what I call my trees. And then by the time I now looked at how do I plan to do this, this question is always funny. By following my trading plan. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know how to answer this question, and I'm the one that wrote the questions. But that's the point. They force you to think by following my trading plan. So by the time I reviewed my, so I have this chart, this spreadsheet where I have my, what I call anatomy of a winning trade. Ooh, that's big. What I call anatomy of a winning trade. By the time I looked at my two setups, this is my major setup, and this one is the supplementary one for me. By the time I look at my major setup that I love to see and I'm very familiar with, and literally jumps out of the chart at me, I realized that it's more common, at least when I've gone through my charts and I've back tested, it's more common on the chart. I see it more clearly, and it's something I can trust much more than the what we call the continuation setup. And that one also occurs less frequently, or let me say, maybe I have been spotting it less frequently on currency pairs. So what I want to do in the next week is really, really focus on origin setups, which I call my money maker. Right. That's what I call my money maker. I know that whenever I see this is going to produce, of course, it's not always going to be a win, definitely. But more often than not, this is going to produce a level of confidence in this trade that I can enjoy. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on for the coming week. Let me submit, and then let's go through some of the responses. Guys, if you're in the chat, let me know. Let me know. And if you have any questions, if you have any issues that you are dealing with that you want us to talk about, feel free to drop the question in the chats. Okay, fantastic. So if you have any question, any issue you're dealing with, drop the question. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's lock in. So King Osezi, let's go. How many trades you take this week? One trade. What was your net results? 3R. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Let's see. Let's see what you did. All right. Good to see you. Good to know you're here. Let's see what you did for the trade. Then you said you took, what did you do well this week? Is this supposed to be did or didn't? I feel like this is supposed to be didn't. I didn't take trades that I wasn't comfortable with. I had the patience to wait for my setup to form. I think that should be didn't take trades you were not comfortable with. Okay, for whatever reason, this chart didn't. Okay. Looks like something's up with that chart. Because I'm seeing AU here, but it looks like you intended to send GU charts. Okay, what I'm seeing is odd USD. I don't know what happens with TradingView these days. Because I opened this link before and it was showing GU. So you didn't take trades that you were not comfortable with. Okay, that's good. Um Vinny, the liquidity cycle, please explain more. Okay, I will explain. Let me go over this. Nothing, just as busy, just a busy one as usual. Okay, the key challenges you faced during the week. The week was busy. Okay, you didn't perform poorly in any area. That's good. That's fantastic. You still rated yourself as 6. Why do you rate yourself as 6? I think you did. I think you did very well. I think you did very well. You say you sent the link again. Let me see. Um. Okay. You say you're humble. Okay. I would actually rate you better. I mean, you actually did well. You did very very well. So next week you want to stick to the plan and just be disciplined. Yeah, keep on going. The good thing about doing well, the good thing about having a good performance in a week, even if you take losses, the good thing about having a good performance in one week is that you know that you can do this thing. You know you can perform well. You know you have the discipline. You know you have the rules down. You know you can take good trades, whether they are wins or losses. So if you roll that momentum over into next week, and you keep on taking, you just focus on one good trade at a time, one good trade at a time, right? Imagine if in the month of February all you take is 4 trades, and out of those 4 trades, 2 are wins and 2 are losses. You still come out of the month profitable, right? With a positive balance. So you want to focus on improving your entries and bias. You want to study and rewatch the videos of the teachings by Safforth. All right, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So, Vinny, you're saying liquidity cycle. I should explain more. Right. It's not difficult. What we're looking at is, or what I'm looking at specifically in this case, is that price moves from internal liquidity to external liquidity. Right. I'm not sure this is not the entire explanation of liquidity cycle or range cycle. But price moves from internal liquidity to external liquidity. If we've established that we are on a downward bias, we're bearish, right? What you want to say is, where is the next internal liquidity that price takes out? And if price takes out an internal liquidity, where is the next external liquidity that is going to go to? So in this case now, let's see. If we are here, if we're at this point, I hope this is clear enough. If we're at this point now, this high is an internal liquidity. It's an internal liquidity, and then there's this key level just above it. So if price takes out this internal liquidity, taps this key level, we can safely expect, since we have been bearish, that we're going to take out this external liquidity. That's what I mean by range cycle. So because price has already taken out this internal liquidity, tapped on here, it has fulfilled its objective. This is the target. This guy here was the target. So since price has fulfilled this objective, you can't consider anything here to be internal liquidity again. I hope that makes sense. Price took Price entered a bus at this bus stop and dropped passengers at this bus stop. Right? There's nothing price is coming to do here again. So if it's going up, it's going above it to look for another liquidity, right? To look for another liquidity, and then to find which key level above that liquidity it's going to take. And in this case, I think this was clearer. This other one was clearer on the daily, right? It was clearer on the daily. So price came to tap, from the daily perspective, price came to tap this guy here, which is a daily QM. from the 4-hour perspective, depending on what you're looking at, you can see this breakout here. So you can to play this breakout. You can play this one, anyone there. So that's what it is. It's internal to external. So once price has taken out internal and taken out external, you can't expect anything here to still hold, anything in this zone to still hold. So that's what I mean by liquidity cycle. At least that's how I understand it. Right. All right, Nitro Spawn. Took 3 trades minus 3R. Okay. Top trades none. Risk management. You did that well. That's good. Well done. What were the key challenges? You were unable to decide on which key level to play when presented with more than 2 key levels that are valid and an expectation of where price might go. Okay. Um okay. I wish I could see practically. I wish you could tell me maybe which pair so we could check it out. In what area do you perform poorly in terms of entries? You had fear due to a series of losing streak. You executed without the right context to back up the trade due to fear. So what happened here is a self-reinforcing loop, a self-repeating loop. I hope you're still on the call. You had fear, you have taken some losses. So you had fear of executing a particular trade that you were supposed to take. Because of that fear, you didn't execute that trade, right? Then you now went to execute a trade that didn't have the right context. That's what I understand for what you're saying. So one of the things that you can do when it comes to getting rid of fear, because we call it fear sometimes, but it's not always fear that is the issue. It's more of a lack of confidence. It's more like you're losing confidence in what you're doing. And sometimes it's because you are actually not doing things consistently. Sometimes. If you are doing things consistently, if you're doing the same thing every time, and you're sure you're consistent with that, you don't have any reason to be scared. You take that your next trade. You don't need to be scared. Just take your next trade. Don't forget that what we are doing when we are trading is that we are gathering data on what works in the market. You have made assumptions, right? You've learned something, you've learned a framework. You have made assumptions based on the framework that you have learned. That if you trade a certain way, you will have a certain kind of result. You have what is called a positive expectancy. After a certain number of trades, you would have more wins than losses, a series of trades. So you already have, based on those assumptions, you've now codified what you call a trading plan. Now, your job after making your trading plan, and that's why you have to make your trading plan as simple as possible, but yet as detailed as possible. Your job after making your trading plan is to follow it regardless of what comes next. If you have 10, if you have 10 losses in a row, if you have 5 losses in a row, if you have 6 losses in a row, 8 losses in a row, it doesn't matter if you are doing the same thing. So, what you need to work on, what you need to focus on is your consistency. And the second thing, I know this is probably easier said than done, depending on who you are and where you are at. The second thing is try to take pressure off of your trading as much as possible. Sometimes that might mean nobody else should know that you are trading, which is very difficult. One of the things that happens when people know that you are trading, or a lot of people are involved in your trading, oh, how's trading going? Your ego becomes attached to the results that you are producing. Your ego becomes attached to the results that you're producing. And what matters when you trade is not the results, because any dummy can generate good results. What matters when you trade is your consistency in following a proven trading system. That's what matters when you trade, because you know that that consistency will get you to profitability. So that's what I have to say is that just make sure that you have a well developed trading plan that has everything you need to do when it comes to a trade. It comes to position sizing and risk management, when it comes to your entries, when it comes to your exits, whether you're trailing your stop loss, whether you're going for a 1 to 3 or a 1 to 5, whether you are going for a 1 to 4, are you taking partial profits, which I never advise. As long as you're doing the same thing every time, when you see ABC, you do XYZ, right? As long as you're doing that, you have nothing to fear. And you have to understand, even though maybe now what we are trading is prop firms, and so we are less long term with our thinking. 10 losses in a row is not out of a normal equity curve. It's not something that cannot happen or that should not happen because you're a good trader. No, there's no law that says if you take 10 losses in a row, doing the right thing and doing the same thing, there's no law that says you are wrong. You might have to sit down and actually consider, okay, am I properly trading? Am I doing anything wrong? Am I having issues psychologically? But 10 losses in a row is normal, is a normal part of any equity curve. If you use a random equity curve generator, you would see, maybe one of these days I'll demo it for us. It's possible you take 10, 20 losing trades in a row and you're doing everything right. It's possible. Some people will tell you it's not possible. Maybe in their experience it hasn't happened, but it is possible, depending on how you trade, especially because um, maybe for scalpers, for day traders, it's more likely. For people that trade long term, it's less likely because of um the because of the duration of their trades and how the market interacts with you as a trader when you're trading different kinds of duration. So that's my suggestion to you. Do you have any suggestions for improvement in your trading process? You want to focus on the higher time frame key levels, okay, more, and be conscious of liquidity. All right. Focus on studying and backtesting structure and entries. Okay, what I want you to do is get back to me with your trading plan. Like, what do you want to do specifically in this? What's your trading plan? Send it to me. Let's look at it together very briefly because I'm quite busy this week. But let's look at it together. And then you are going to grade yourself on how well you're following your trading plan for every trade in the coming month. So how do you plan to do this? You study at night, review your trades and backtest. All right. Like I always do, I upload your consistency. And for others that have also been consistent every week, I also upload your consistency, right? Your consistency is going to pay off. The fact that you might be having certain issues, the fact that we can gather here and address these issues is also part of what makes you a better trader. So just keep at it. Kenneth, you're saying, how do you know that the market is changing? Uh, can you elaborate on it? Like, break your question down. What do you mean by how do you know the market is changing? Are you saying, explain? Are you saying bias? Are you saying direction? Like, is how do you know the market is going from bullish to bearish? Let me know. Okay, let's see who has another. Okay, FX Viper. Let's go. How many trades you take? 2 trades, 7 hour. That's fantastic. GU. Okay, okay. I think this might be the GU of Friday. Logic over pattern. You had fear of execution leading to SL. I don't know if this person is on the call, but how did you have fear of execution, then it led to SL? How did you get a stop loss if you didn't execute? I don't get it. So you didn't execute all your trades because you didn't want to incur losses by deleting limits that could have led to a sweet TP. It happens. It happens. So next time, set your limit, just leave it. Taking all your trades and not deleting limits. Okay. What will you focus on improving next week? Self-confidence. How do you plan to do this? Probably following your thought process and sticking to what works for you. Okay, Kenneth, you're saying you used to hear that market changes sometimes. You've never had the experience. That's why you're asking. If you've never had the experience, then don't bother about it. Just focus on what is working for you. Do you get? Just focus on what is working for you. When you see the market change, you would know. That's why. So since it's not part of your experience, just leave it and do what works for you. Don't bother about anything that is outside of your experience, because there's nothing you can do about it. It is when you experience it that you will know how to handle it, right? Because what different people say when they say the market changed, it has different meanings, right? So it's about each person's individual experience, and I'm glad you mentioned the fact that you don't have the experience. You've never had the experience of seeing the market change. If the fear is that if the fear is that what you are trading will stop working, because sometimes that happens, that you feel like what you're trading stopped working, or actually it did stop working. If that's the fear, if that's the issue, the truth is that if you can master one system, let's even assume it stops working for some reason. One, you can adapt. Two, you can actually totally switch your system and be profitable. Profitability is about learning how to trade, not really learning a specific style of trading. There are people that have vastly different styles of trading and are profitable. And when you study all of them, you will come to you will arrive at similar understandings of what trading is. And trading is not about the method. There's no superior method. What it is that there are several methods that work, that give you positive expectancy. So don't worry about it if it's not part of your experience. All right, let's go. Okay, this is your own oh, okay. Oh, then Kona you. All right. How many trades did you take this week? 5 trades. You had plus 11 R or more. You guys are doing stuff. You guys are doing stuff. This is USD JPY. Psst, USD JPY. This looks fantastic. This looks fantastic. You had this breakout here with this liquidity. You took your entry from there. Put your stop loss above here. Okay, you used 20. This is beautiful. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Well done. Well done. That was your top trade. How well did you do? You wait for your setup, feel calm, and do less on the chart, which also help to control your emotions. That's perfect. That's wonderful. So, like I've said, right, you when you have a good week, what you want to do is you want to roll over that momentum. You want to roll over that good feeling into the next week. In fact, I can't lie. As I'm reading these things, I'm also feeling very good in myself, and I'm feeling like okay, next week is going to be a good week for me too. Next month is going to be, or rather, this month is going to be a good month for me too. If my guys can do this, right? If you can wait for your setup and feel calm and do less on the chat, I can also do the same as well. And for you, this is now not even somebody else's experience. This is your own personal experience. So you know yourself now that, oh, if you can do this week, you can also do it next week, right? Okay, what are the key challenges you faced? I say none, but you can say your rule was controlling you. Okay, that's good. In what area do you perform poorly? You say in controlling your emotions. Did you did you mean to say perform poorly here? Right? Like how? When you say perform poorly, did you is it that you didn't control your emotions or you control your emotions well? Let me know. When I have a winning trade, my mind will be telling me to look for more trades. But my rule said no, so I followed my rule. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's very good. So if you have a winning trade, I guess your rule is that if you have a winning trade, you are done for the day, and that's good. That's actually good. That's very very good. You have a winning trade, you're done for the day. You move on. Tomorrow we come back, we go again, and that means that you don't give back profits that you have made in a single day. You're right. For me, because I don't take too many trades at a time, what I try to do is I try to have a win limit for the week. So once I'm up so and so for the week, I should just be done. If I have another account I can trade, fine. But that account, I'm just done because I don't want to give back profits that I've made. So that's a good rule, and it's good that you followed it because the market will be there tomorrow. It will be there next week. It will be there next month. So there's no need to try and rush and pack everything in the market in one day. So this is not specific. When you say, did you exhibit any bad trading habits, trading psychology, what happened? That this is not specific. So you want to be as specific as possible when answering these questions. It's actually majorly for you to reflect and then possibly for me to review. You say you did 4. Okay. Do you have any suggestions for improvement? You need to focus on especially daily and 4 hour every day. Yeah. Yeah. This is good. What do you want to focus on improving continuation setup and no fear to take a trade and do less on chart. All right. This is fantastic. We'll find out how you did well next week or how well you did next week. You want to back test and forward test and stay calm. Fantastic. Well done. Well done. You've done really, really well this past week. EA Ademola. You took you took 17 trades. Okay. 17 trades. How? But you had 15 hour. Okay, I guess you're doing something that's working. Only looks like you're trading only or maybe majorly derive synthetics. You took the same setup on all. That's good. This is fantastic. This is really fantastic. What were the key challenges you faced during the week? Distractions. If you don't have this form and you actually want me to maybe um you want me to also review your performance, if you can just follow the questions and type in the chat, I would address you. In what area did you perform poorly this week? You took multiple entries in a single trade to maximize profits, but that was not, I assume, based on your trading plan. So that's something you really, really need to work on. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't stack without a plan. If you're stacking or you're pyramiding into entries, you have to have a valid plan. You already maximize profits. Understandable, but if you are doing this and it's not in your plan, you are doing something very, very bad for your trading, for your mind, for your psychology. You say you rated yourself a 7. Okay, not bad. Paying more attention. Suggestion for improvement. What we focus on improving next week? Patience and contentment. I like this. How do you plan to do this? Taking whatever profits the market gives me. Okay. If you see this, I would like you to reach out to me on the group. Reach out with your trading plan. I'd like to see your trading plan. All right, and this is me. I don't know if there's any other person that filled this form. Okay. No other person has filled this form. All right, so that's about it. That's about it. It's almost an hour here. If you guys are still in the chat, let me know if we have any other thing we want to address, any questions, any issues, or we'll wrap it up here. So while I wait for that response, I will just encourage you guys. Look, this trading thing, it might not be easy, but it's simple. You already know what you need to do. You already know the things you need to follow. You have a trading plan. Just follow your trading plan. Just follow your trading plan. Be patient, be consistent, be persistent. Get yourself in a good mood, in a good state of mind. If I show you my trading plan, one of the things in my trading plan is ideal state of mind, patience and vigilance, cougar mindset. A cougar is a part of the cat family, like similar to lion, similar to all these guys, tiger, cheetah. And what they do is you would almost think they are lazy. You almost think they are lazy if you see them hunting. They just wait for a long time. They can be still for a long time, for hours in a tree, just waiting for their prey to come under. and they are just still, they're just there. But the moment the prey comes and they see the opportunity to attack, in a second, they move fast. They kill the prey. So patience and vigilance is key for my mindset. Humility and gratitude. Always talked about this, being very humble, being very grateful to be part of such an ecosystem and a market that has, as far as I am concerned as an individual, infinite liquidity for me to tap from. You know, if I pull out 100 million from the forex market in a day, the market is not going to shake. So I know that the potential is only upward. There's upside, infinite upside for me. And I'm also humble. I know that regardless of what I seem to achieve today, there's more to do tomorrow. Detachment and acceptance. If something happens that seems to be negative, it is what it is. You process it, you accept it, and you move on. And don't be so attached. Oh, that trade that I missed yesterday is still a pain me. It's gone, right? Process the emotion and then move on. So calmness, no stress, no ego. Like no ego. There's no need to force my perspective on the market, and there's no need to chase a trade or get FOMO or and be calm about things when it comes to my trading. So, how many trades maximum will help me create a good trading plan? I'm not sure. I'm not too clear on this question. Are you saying that after how many trades can you create a good trading plan? Or are you saying that in your trading plan, how many trades should you consider taking maximum in a week? If it's the second one, I would say a maximum of maybe 5 trades, depending on your frequency, is fine, right? If it's how many trades maximum will help you create a good trading plan the way you wrote it, then I would say you probably want to have, in terms of backtesting, I assume, okay, you probably want to have as many samples as you can. That's why I got this set up. That's why I have this set up where I have different samples of trades that worked. So I can always go back and reference this. Anywhere between 50 to 100 minimum. You're just starting. Minimum. You want to have between 50 to 100 trade samples that conform to the same thing ideally. Right. And by the time you look through all of them, you will see some common things, both from risk management perspective, from your target perspective, from in every area of your trading plan, you will see the different things that you need to address. So I think having a sample size of a minimum of 100 trades that have worked out well is a good place to start. Is a good place to start. Yes, I would say 100 minimum, honestly. Not even 50 to 100. I would say 100 minimum. So get to work and have something like this. Have something like this. I used to have a oh, okay. Then could you say you don't take more than 6 in a week? Yeah, that's good. That's good. I used to have a is this no it's this is a spreadsheet now. I used to have a PowerPoint, a slide where I detailed several before I did this, where I detailed several different trade setups, the way they worked, when they worked, how. But I just found that a spreadsheet works for me, especially since I can still include the image of the trade as a link, you know. So yeah, when it comes to trade frequency, I don't like to take more than 2-3 trades a week. That the periods where I've taken 2-3 trades a week have been my most profitable periods. Once I start getting out of that range, I'll either end up the week break even or it should just be a losing week. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining this call. Really appreciate. Hope we can meet again next week and also have a good time, good vibes. Maybe more people join us next week. Um then we might push this out very well as well so that we can have more people on the call. I think this exercise is really beneficial for me, and I hope it's beneficial for all of us as well, because if you don't analyze, if you don't review something, you cannot improve. That's just what it is. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next week.